Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/JustNoMil. In today's episode, not allowing my ILs any contact with me or kids. Why does my MIL think this is okay? Y'all talked me down. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Not allowing my ILs any contact with me or kids. My MIL is toxic, arrogant, egoistic, and overall not the brightest person out there. I feel like I've had enough of her and FIL in my life and I don't want any contact with them. I got a feeling of what kind of a person Mil is pretty much after I met her. A month after my DH and I got married, we stayed overnight at IL's for Christmas. In the morning, MIL saw wrinkles on DH's shirt, ironed it, and told me that it's not hers but my job to do it. I was shocked because I just woke up, didn't understand what happened, and DH said his mom is right. After that, I made it clear to DH that it's his job to iron his clothes and not mine nor MIL's. My FIL is a priest, and for the first couple of years after our marriage, DH and I were expected to be at the church at 9 a.m. for Sunday Mass. That would also be the time when we visit IL's, as their house is right next to the church. If we couldn't come or were late, FIL would make a huge deal out of it and lectured us like we were kids. IL's used church as a bait for us to visit them weekly. When I was pregnant with our first one, I had a risk of miscarriage, and once on Sunday morning I was bleeding heavily. We didn't go to the church because I was miserable and DH was helping me to go through all of it. Anyway, we went to see IL's later that day, and instead of support, all we got was another lecture that we should have come to the Mass. And if I couldn't make it, my husband should have come without me. MIL said that miscarriage is not a big deal, and if anything I can get pregnant again. We left IL's house and didn't communicate with them for several weeks, and then MIL blamed it on me that I was overreacting. Eventually we started communicating again. On the day of my labor, IL's came to the hospital. I didn't sleep for several nights, was in pain after a C-section, and was exhausted. After IL's left, MIL called DH and BS me because I didn't smile to her. Next day she threw a scandal because we left the hospital without telling her, and she planned to bring a cake and flowers. Then she came to see us pretty much every day without a notice to spend time with a kid. Whenever ILs were around, DH was irritated. Later I found out that for all 6 years while we were married, MIL was BSing me, saying I didn't love DH, I treated him like shit, I don't do this, I don't do that, and he would be better off with someone else. In her dream world, I would have to be a perfect housewife who cooks, cleans, irons, and serves everyone. She didn't care that I made a great career and make 3 times more than DH. When our second baby was born, MIL made a scandal because she didn't like the baby's name. She demanded we change the name and told DH she will not see him ever again if he doesn't. DH told her to FO. But I had to apologize for his actions and a wrong name because it was very hard for me to take care of 2 kids right after a C-section, and I needed her help. Sometime after, MIL went overseas to spend time with her daughter. SIL is married, never worked, is fully supported by ILs. Every time DH had a fight with ILs, SIL would tell DH he's wrong, parents should come first, and he wasn't like this, whatever that means, before he married me. It all got to a critical point when SIL texted DH over a post I shared on FB. The post was political and didn't go along with her radical views. Her text to DH was rude, and she pretty much said I should take down the post. I was over it because I'm in my 30s, successful, independent, and had it enough with DH's family stand-alone SIL telling me what to post on my FB page. I replied to her, set my boundaries, made it clear that she cannot tell me what to do, post, or how to live my life with DH. Apparently she complained to MIL, and next day MIL sent me a message full of hate. She said I never loved DH and kids, the only reason I had kids is for DH not to divorce me, that my diplomas and degrees are fake, and finally that I'm a warehouse. I told her and DH that she can forget about my kids. At first DH was supporting me, said he will never be able to communicate with his parents after what they said to me. But as time passed, ILs convinced him that I started the argument and attacked their daughter. DH wants to take kids to see ILs at least once a month, and I am against any relationship with them for me or the kids. This situation is hard for DH as he is in the middle and IL continuously push on him to see kids. We started a marriage counseling and a therapist insists I let the kids see their grandparents. This is something I cannot accept. MIL didn't apologize, but even if she did, there is nothing that can make me change my mind and let IL see kids. Kids are 4 years old and 1 year old, and it's my job to protect them from toxic grandparents. I know DH will not stop his mother from BSing me in front of the kids, and he never set boundaries for his parents. After each couple's counseling session, DH and I argue because I simply do not want ILs near kids, and both DH and therapist insist ILs and kids should have a relationship. What should I do? Continue seeing a couple therapist and try to resolve the issue? I just hope that eventually DH will accept my position and will realize himself that ILs are not safe for kids. What if kids get older and ask to see grandparents? New therapist. And a few nice questions for your husband who can't stand to be in the middle. How come your mother can call your wife a warehouse? And you're still laying down at her feet to get petted like the good puppy? How come she can call your children a living baby trap and still you want them to have a relationship with her? How can you be okay with her writing your wife a hateful message like that and not demanding an apology, and you still want her in your children's life? How is that being in the middle? That is choosing the abuser over the victim of abuse. Get a different therapist. One that actually understands what a toxic family environment is. Ask DH how he'd feel if it were your parents treating him disrespectfully, calling him derogatory names and blaming you for everything wrong and every time you miss church. Would he be in agreement of you taking the kids there knowing they are going to badmouth him in front of them, start blaming them for things in the future and berating them over everything they consider the smallest infraction? You don't mention the sexes of your children, but how is DH going to react if they treat one better than the other? They seem to think women are subservient to men. Does he want your children taught that archaic philosophy? Get a new therapist. A good one wouldn't keep suggesting allowing visits with toxic people. Find a new therapist. You should absolutely be no contact, and your husband said vows to you, not his parents. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. You might want to remind them. He is supposed to have your back. Why does my MIL think this is okay? MIL wanted some family to visit me, so an LO since they have not seen LO yet, 6 months old. I wanted to wait until I was ready. She informed me they want a visit and was going to set it all up, and I then told her it was fine if she could send me their number and I will set up a time and date that suits me and LO. I did manage to do this. Great, you're thinking, right? Well, I had chosen a weekend I knew MIL would be away, and this family member said she would get back to me about that particular date. She then proposed a new date and informed my MIL so that she could also be in attendance. A guest inviting a guest, how in my mind is that even okay? Firstly, I did end up agreeing on this new proposed date, not knowing she had informed my MIL and not knowing when MIL would be back. MIL TXTs me and says, "Hi. Rhonda messaged me to tell me no that they are coming to see you, so and lo. Would you like me to bring sweet and croissant from the bakery? Let me know. Or something else." I then responded, "Hi. Yes, I've invited her to come over this Sunday to see myself and LO. I didn't realize you were back from your holiday. Would you like to come over on Sunday also?" She has not responded but has viewed my TXT. I'm not sure how to handle this, but I don't appreciate her thinking she can come over unannounced or uninvited. I don't know what to do in this situation, but I lost sleep over this and felt extreme anxiety because my boundaries are being overstepped. So doesn't speak up to his mother. I usually do for him / us in a subtle way, as he can be quite sensitive due to enmeshment and trauma / manipulation / guilt. What shall I do? I feel like canceling on both of them now to teach them a lesson. Edit. This was her response to my TXT hi. I'm coming back tomorrow. Would you like me to bring anything? I'm happy to get things from the bakery. My partner also just informed me today, the day before people expect to visit, that his mother has invited more people to come. She has not consulted with me. I am furious and will be canceling on all of them. The fact that she thinks this is okay is beyond me. This is obviously a minority opinion, but I think you're overreacting here. This looks more like miscommunication than maliciousness to me. Mil and Rhonda both made the default assumption that an invite to Rhonda included Mil, as she facilitated the meeting in the first place. You, on the other hand, thought you were just inviting Rhonda without Mil and are annoyed Mil is horning in. Which is fair enough, but this is just a miscommunication. It certainly doesn't warrant teaching them a lesson by canceling the visit altogether. I just replied to Mil, I invited Rhonda to visit on Sunday. Saturday works better for me for a visit with you. Does 10 a.m. suit? Bakery treats sound delicious. I'll bake a cake too so we can make a real event of it. I'd also then send Rhonda a similar message. I've invited Mil to come on Saturday. When you come on Sunday, would you prefer coffee or herbal tea? I'll pick up your favorite on my next grocery shop. You lost sleep over a situation that you have control over? Girl, why? You lost sleep over a situation that your SO should handle but won't? Girl, why? You lost sleep. I just cannot. Cancel. This is how she will learn. This is blatant triangulation. The arrangement was purely to get JNMIL invited, and you fell for it. Sorry. I would cancel and say that you had an appointment come up and the original date works best. Can they make that, or should you reach out in the future to set something up? Y'all talked me down. So, I did not send a reply to VM. I absolutely loved the fact that the comments were a literal ping-pong match between do it, wrecker, and don't do it. You know it's not a good idea, so I legit just flipped a coin to decide. However, I did get to talk for a long time with VM's younger sis, the guardian angel aunt from previous posts, and she gave me some 5-star dishy level gossip about VM. My mommy dearest lost her job, told everyone a different story about the fact that she quit, but JYant is pretty sure she got fired, and was forced to accept a hostess job at a restaurant. Y'all, I cannot express how snooty and judgmental this woman has been her whole life about lowly jobs like this that she feels are beneath her. She also thinks I wasted my smarts by only becoming a teacher, so the savory sweet, scrumptiously knowledge that she is now doing a job she judged others for is just chef's kiss levels of satisfying. See, the petty part of this would be to go to the restaurant and look your nose down at her, be all condescending and smug. But really don't do that, lol. I kid you not, I had a dream about exactly that. Most satisfying. Well, that explains the reaching out. Loss of power plus you used to be her doormat equals come here dear and let mommy wipe her feet on you. I do hope you don't have any difficulties maintaining your NC and have peace and blessed silence for the rest of your pregnancy. Want to piss off a narcissist and cause them the grief they cause you? Live happily ever after without another word or thought for them. Ignore them and their silly shit. It drives them crazy. Not responding is always the best option. She will stew on the fact she can't pull you in, not even to get a bad reaction. Because it's a reaction anyway. Just to be petty, I would go to that restaurant for dinner just so she can see me. Well, it's good you didn't. I guess she knows about your pregnancy? If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.